Hi, I'm Corporal Pam Marshak.
And I'm Lieutenant Walter Tangle, and we're very pleased to be a part of this very important program. Traveling Alone in America has been made possible through the generous participation of our sponsor. Without their support, this film would not have been possible.
The producers of this film would like to take a few moments to introduce you to our sponsor.
There are many important decisions that are made in the course of doing business. However, few are as important as the one we at CarX, Muffler and Brake made to sponsor this program.
We realize that one of the most important issues we face today has to do with the increase in violent crimes committed against women. That's why we are very dedicated to the Traveling Alone in America program and the message that it delivers.
Our business is the maintenance and repair of all makes and models of cars and trucks. Obviously, this reduces the risk of an accident or a breakdown. But we feel our responsibility extends even further to our customer and to our community.
Today, there is a major increase in the number of females traveling on behalf of their companies. Unfortunately, senseless attacks on these women have increased too and become a fact of life.
With the Traveling Alone in America program, we want to offer you some proven tips developed by law enforcement authorities that will help protect you and your loved ones from a potentially dangerous situation. We at CarX, Muffler and Brake hope that by sponsoring this program, we can make a difference.
I love you all? Oh, yes, thank you. That was really good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was just looking at how pretty the snow made everything look. Oh, my goodness, where did the time go?
Drive carefully, doll.
I will, thank you. Oh, great. It's just fantastic.
I noticed you have a flat tire. Would you like some help?
No, that's okay. I'm just going to go back into the restaurant and make a call to the garage. They'll send someone out to fix it.
That could take hours tonight. Really, it's no problem. Just waiting for my girlfriend to get off work. If you've got a spare and a jack, I can get you out of here in no time. You can even go inside and wait if you want to keep warm.
I really hate to inconvenience you like that. Are you sure it's not a problem?
Not a bit. Knowing her, she'll be another 20 minutes.
All right. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, what a night this has been. A flat tire in a storm. Oh. Here you go. I've got the spare tire in the trunk, okay? Listen, I would really like to pay you for all your...
The fatal attack you just watched was a reenactment of a case taken from actual police files. It wasn't the first of its kind, and unfortunately it won't be the last, but it does illustrate all too well the growing problems faced by women traveling alone today. The Traveling Alone in America program will help give you the training you need to recognize and hopefully avoid a potentially dangerous situation. Here are some specific strategies and tactics that could save your life.
I would say that women traveling alone need to know one central fact about potential attackers. They look for women that are vulnerable. How vulnerable are you when you walk to your car? Are your keys in your hand? They should be. If you're fumbling for your keys in your purse, you are vulnerable. It only takes a second for someone to step out from behind a car or pull you down from underneath your car. Have your car keys in your hand as you walk. Better yet, hold them like this between your thumb and forefinger. A fisted key is a devastatingly effective weapon. Make fisting your key a constant habit. When you get into your car, lock all your doors. Open doors leave you vulnerable. Attackers will often open a side door or a rear door at a stoplight. Before you leave your car, flip your passenger seat forward if you can. This enables you to see if a potential attacker has entered your car and is hiding in the back seat, waiting for you to return. If the seat is pushed back when you get to your car, return to the building you came from as quickly as possible and call security or the police. Circle your car before you get in and look for the obvious. Is a tire going flat? Headlight damaged? A wiper blade missing? Each of these could leave you stranded. Better to know now than on the highway. In parking garages, however, we do not recommend the circle check. Time is of the essence. Walk to your car with your keys in your fist. Get in and drive out as quickly as possible.
Hi, Carol. Hi. I need a big favor.
What's up?
We got a real problem with the Manning project. I need you down there right away.
Is Friday okay?
How about 8 o'clock tonight?
Harry, look at my desk. I'm up to here as it is.
Business class. See Jane, she's got all your travel arrangements made. Thanks, Carol. I owe you one.
What a guy.
Okay, you'll be arriving tonight at about 10:30 p.m. Have you got your tickets? Right here. Okay, great. Good night, Jim. I've got you booked at the Vacation Inn, which is right near the airport. And we have a car waiting for you at the usual agency. And it's about a 2-hour drive to Manning's head office. And there's your room right there. And your morning meeting will be tomorrow at 9:30. Okay? Oh, and here is a fax with your travel insurance number.
Thank you, Jane.
No problem.
Okay, I called Tom, I called the school.
Good luck.
You're a sweetheart.
Hi, reception.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Always let someone in your company know your exact route when you're traveling. Make sure you always carry sufficient ID and travel insurance forms on you when you leave the hotel. When taking luggage, remember never to put your full name on your tags. Use only your business address and your business phone number. Attacks can occur anywhere, and attackers prefer locations where potential victims have lowered their guard. Hotels and motels can be prime locations. Use valet parking if it's available. This will remove you from a potentially dangerous parking lot. When we think of these accommodations, we usually think of comfort and service, so we relax, often too soon. Remember, you're not safe until you're in your room and secure.
This is a nice suite. I think you'll really like this one.
Always think safety. Have a bellhop or security guard escort you to your room. There are many ways for a criminal to gain access to a hotel or motel room. Check your phone to make sure it's working. Have the bellhop check your room for intruders before you settle in. Have him look under the bed, in the shower, in the closet, and behind the window coverings. It's their responsibility, not yours, to make sure the room is safe.
Thank you. The room is lovely.
Enjoy your stay.
common mistake is opening your door to strangers.
Who is it?
It's hotel security, ma'am. We've been having a problem with the locks on some of the windows. I'd just like to do a routine check before you settle in.
No problem. Just a minute.
Ask them to wait outside so you can verify them with the front desk.
Hello, security, please. Hi, there's a man at my door, room 316. He says he's with security and he's come
If
to
the answer
check
is
the
no,
locks on my windows.
ask the desk to send security
You have someone
immediately
checking them right now?
and stay on the line until security arrives.
You don't. All right, I'll try and keep him here as long as I can, but please stay on the line. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but I had just stepped out of the shower. Hello? Hello? Are you there? I wish I could have been more help, but I didn't get a good look at him.
Oh, that's okay. You did the right thing. You didn't open your door before checking with the front desk. Have a safe night, ma'am.
I will. I have this traveling door alarm.
Oh, those are really good.
Good night.
Experienced travelers carry and use portable door alarms designed specifically for hotel rooms.
Thank you, Carol. I really don't know what I will do without you.
We appreciate your business, Jean. Anything else, just call. We'll be right down.
Okay, great.
It's okay. I know my way out.
Bye-bye.
Excuse me, are you Carol?
Yes.
I have a message for you, your office call.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, give me that name and address again.
Business travelers are busy people.
No,
They
I don't
concentrate
think you
on the
believe I
business at
didn't
hand
phone in.
and tend to forget the first principle
Say
of
hi
safe
to Harry
travel.
for me,
Be
and
aware.
I guess I'll see
To
you
avoid
tomorrow.
problems, be aware of your surroundings at all times. Lose concentration for a moment and something could happen. You must train yourself to do this.
Carol, like a lot of business travelers, uses a rental car for convenience. She has made sure it is not identified as a rental car by either company window stickers or company license plate frames. But she hasn't double-checked the route to her next meeting and gets lost. Since she doesn't know the city or the area, she should have called the local police for advice and directions. It's very important not to look lost. Drive until you find a service station or a convenience store or a mall. Any place where you won't be isolated. Carol is about to become aware of a bigger problem. She didn't double-check to make sure she had a full tank of gas before she took off. Mistakes happen, but this mistake for Carol makes her a prime target for attack.
Unfortunately, an earlier mistake can have a snowball effect. By not being aware of her surroundings at the restaurant, Carol has lost her next line of defense, her cellular phone. Now her only protection is to stay in her car and hope that a good Samaritan or a police officer will happen by. She is now a vulnerable target.
Do you need any help?
No, thank you. The police have been called.
We only stopped to see if we could give help.
That's all right, but the police are on their way.
Okay.
What's the matter, scared?
She's a stuck-up bitch. Come on.
Hi, need any help? Would you like me to call someone?
Yes, could you call the police for me, please?
Sure.
911 operator, go ahead.
There's a lady stranded about 5 miles west of town.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir. We'll have someone head out right away. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Done.
Thank you so much.
Would you like me to wait until the police arrives?
No, that's okay. They shouldn't be long.
Okay. Good luck.
Hey, need some help?
No, thank you, but it's really nice of you to stop.
Uh-huh. Now, I could try and help you start that. It's not a big deal.
No, it's okay. The police are on their way.
Oh, it's okay, huh? You're stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. Why don't you just pop the hood? I'll take a little look. It's no big deal.
No, it's okay. Someone's already called
So
the police.
many of them, I don't know where they're all gonna park, you know? For Christ's sake, lady.
The police will be here any minute, so why don't you just go away?
What the hell is your problem? You almost ripped my fingers off, you old cow!
Go away and leave me alone.
Open the door! You don't open this door, I'll smash it in, I swear!
Go away and leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Open the door!
Carol is a very lucky woman. She made some very serious mistakes that set her up as a potential target for violence. But her preparations, experience, and common sense have carried her through. She will return safely to her family. Car malfunctions leave you perhaps the most vulnerable. What can you do to keep from being stranded by the roadside? Keep your car tuned up and always travel with at least a half a tank of gas, especially during the winter months. But breakdowns do occur. What should you do if your car breaks down far from help?
First, stay in the car. Second, make sure you have a call police sign in your glove box. Placed in a rear or a side window, upcoming drivers can see that you're in distress and will make a call for you. The Call Police program has proven its effectiveness over and over again since its inception several years ago.
If you have a car phone, and we strongly recommend that you get a car or a hand phone, make sure you pre-program it to dial 911 or your local or state police, or other emergency numbers that would help you save your life. On highways especially, if your car breaks down and you call 911 from your car phone, or you relay your predicament to someone who has stopped, do you know your exact distance from the last exit you passed? And what was the name of that last exit? You should repeat it to yourself every time you pass one. If you stop, your chances of remembering where you are much higher. Knowing where you are speeds up the time it takes us to reach you and lowers the amount of time you're vulnerable to potential attackers.
Don't raise the hood of your car. A raised hood brings more attention to your distress, obstructs your vision of oncoming vehicles, and provides a potential attacker an additional opportunity to draw you out of the car and into danger.
If you want to identify yourself further than your call police sign, place a white hanky or scarf out your window, close the window up again tightly, holding the hanky or scarf in place. Under no circumstances whatsoever should you get out of your car. If someone pulls over and walks up to you, stay in your car. Roll your windows down no more than 1 inch so you can talk back and forth, but stay in your car. Whether it's a man or a woman, leave room for a hand to get in and you could be inviting trouble.
I left the office at about 1 a.m. in the morning, got in my car, started driving down Airport Road. I noticed a van that was behind me, but I didn't really worry about it because I thought, well, he's further enough behind me. I didn't think he was following me or anything. I continued driving, and I came to a stoplight on Airport Road. I stopped at the light, and it was 2 lanes, so he in his van stopped beside me. He looked over to my car, is what I'm assuming happened at that time, and he decided that he was going to chase me. I was continuing down Mayfield, and it got really dark. It was like a desolate sort of gully. There was no homes. It was, really, really quite desolate. And I was driving along, and I saw the van coming. He came up on my left, and I thought he was going to pass me. But he didn't. Instead, he rammed right into my side of the car. I couldn't really understand how it happened. It was kind of weird, but, I thought, okay, I'll sit here, and I'll wait till they come out. So I was sitting there, and nobody was coming out. So I sat there, and I started flicking my lights on and off and beeping my horn. And about 3 or 4 minutes later, a guy came out, and he didn't look like a businessman. He wasn't a 9-to-5 conservatively dressed sort of guy, but he also wasn't like a biker guy. Like, he looked like an average guy. He had on a leather jacket. He looked fairly neat, fairly nice, He came up to my side of the car, and I had already rolled the window down about 6 inches, and I had locked my door. I was, a little leery of the situation. And he came up, and he asked me if I would move my car in front of his van, then he could shine the lights of his van on my car, and we could assess the damage on my vehicle. So, my gut feeling was, okay, get his license number and go to the gas station and call the police. I'd never been in an accident before, and I thought, if I leave the scene right now, well, maybe I can be charged with hitting and running. I just wasn't sure, and I didn't want to take that chance, so I thought, okay, I'll move my car up, so I did. And he flashed his lights on, and he got out, and he was assessing the damage, and I decided I'll get out, and he went down into the ditch, and he said to me, well, I'm looking at the damage on my car. He said, on my van, he said, why don't you come down and take a look at it? And, well, I just thought, no, there's no way I'm going to go into the ditch. I didn't go down. I said, okay, well, you just tell me what the damage is. And so he came back up again, and I was getting really scared. So I said to him, I said, well, there's a gas station right down the road. I said, I'm going to go, and it's open 24 hours. I'm going to go call the police. And I turned to get into my car, and all of a sudden, he just grabbed my throat, and he whispered in my ear, just come with me. And, well, I knew at that moment that, well, I was probably going to die. And I remember just seeing my face on the sun and the star, girl murdered. And I kept thinking, how is my fiancé Tim going to react to this? And how's my family going to react to it? I just knew I was going to die at that point. And it all started happening really quickly then, and he just got me down on the ground. I'm not quite sure how, if he tripped me or what. I think he pushed me because I went with quite a force. And then he got on top of me, and he was kneeling on top of me, on top of my knees. And I remember looking up to his face and thinking, oh my God, you really hate me, don't you? He was just so cold. It was giving me such a terrible glare. And I started yelling, please don't hurt me. Why are you doing this to me? Just let me go and I won't tell anybody. and he hit me on my mouth. And I knew he split my lips because I could taste the blood. And then he went to my blouse and he started ripping my buttons off. And then he went up my skirt and he started to rip my nylons off. And I started just, clawing at the door to get up. We were in the middle of the road at this point, and I guess he realized that this wasn't a good place to be because, well, obviously somebody could come by and see him. So he knew he had to get me into the van, and his van. And so he started dragging me. And he took his one hand and he grabbed a big clump of my hair, his right hand, and he was grabbing my hair and he was pulling me, and he had his left hand around my neck, and he was really just yanking me and pulling me, and I could feel like I was fighting back, and I could feel the hair coming away from my head, a big clump of hair. He was pulling so hard, and he was just grabbing me so tight I could barely breathe, and I was just trying to keep my breath and trying to keep conscious and trying to fight it. And as he was dragging me, I noticed the wheel of my car. And I thought, I've got to get my legs around that wheel and I've got to hold on for dear life because, I thought, I'm going to die, but you're not going to get me in that van and rape me. And so I just took my legs and I just wrapped them around the wheel as hard as I could, and I just held on. And he just kept pulling and pulling, and the hair, like I could feel it separating from my head, and I could barely breathe, and I just kept yelling, please don't do this, why are you doing this? Just let me go home, I won't tell anyone, just let me go home. And he didn't say anything, he was just so cold. And at that point, we both heard a car in the distance. I thought, I've got to say something, so I said to him, there's a car coming, and they're going to see you, and they're going to catch you. And thank God, it just scared him enough. He decided to take off. He was scared, and he got into his van, and he started to take off. I was able to get the license plate number. I went to the police station, and I was sitting there, and I had told the police to call my fiancé, but please don't tell him what happened, because he would have just came over in a blaze, and I was afraid he'd get in an accident. So, Tim walked in, and I guess he was expressing all the emotion as soon as he found out that I should have been expressing, but I was just so happy to be alive. And, he just looked at me, I guess, and I must have looked a mess because my lips had been both cracked, split, and I had a big cut down my nose, and my knees, I had like 5 inches of scab across my knees from being dragged on the ground, and I must have looked a real mess, and I left the police station, and I was just so happy to be alive, and it really hit me what happened, and I'm still dealing with it today, I'm afraid to go on the highway by myself, I'm afraid to go to a hotel alone, and I still have nightmares. I still deal with it every day.
As you've just heard in the previous testimony, the main reason the woman allowed herself to be victimized was her concern over leaving the scene of the accident. In a situation like this, where you feel potential danger, leave the scene immediately and contact police. Women in business need a new level of training. They need training in attack prevention. The Traveling Alone in America program will help give you the training you need to recognize and hopefully avoid a potentially dangerous situation.
And I'm still dealing with it today. I'm afraid to go on the highway by myself. I'm afraid to go to a hotel alone. And I still have nightmares. I still deal with it every day.
I would have protected you, Mom, if I was there.
I know you would have, sweetie.
Yeah, right. What would you have done? Thrown your teddy bear at him? I punched him in the head, I would have handcuffed him, and I would have thrown him in jail. Case closed.
It's getting really cold outside.
Coffee?
Oh, I'd love one, thanks. And I'm ready to order too, if that's okay.
Fire away.
Okay, I'll have a bowl of your chicken noodle soup and a toasted bagel with some butter, please.